most of the problem that we're facing in Nigeria is not just only from the president, it's not just only from the governors, it's not just only from the Senate, not just only from the rep, not just only from the judiciary or whatsoever that we are mentioning. Main problem that we are facing in our constituencies and our local government is from the grassroots politicians. These people, what they do in their local government, if they tell you, you will weep. I'm telling you the gospel truth. A lot of things has been going on. For instance, since Tinubu came into power, we understand that their allocation increased, right? I think Obingo was receiving, some local government were receiving 150 million, 200 million, depending on the local government. But now, they doubled everything. Tinubu doubled the allocation to the local government. That is to tell you that Tinubu is not the main problem that we are facing today. The main problem that we are facing is the grassroots politicians. Now, for instance, this picture you are seeing here is a road that leads to the local government secretariat. This is a road that leads to Obiangwa local government secretariat. And this road has been abandoned like this for decades, for over 40 years. Since I was born, that road has been like that. Well, I'm from Abia State. I'm from Obiangwa local government. And this is my local government secretariat. And things like this cannot keep happening. And I have a platform like this, and I will not come and condemn things that is going on in my local government. Now, will you believe me that Obiangwa local government receives 400 million naira every single month for allocation? 400 million naira. That's roughly about $250,000 every month. That's what my local government receives. Now, if you go to the rural areas, there are a lot of roads that are not accessible. Okay, we're not talking about the rural area, the rural roads. We're not talking about that. We're talking about electricity. There are communities in Obiangwa today that have not seen electricity for years. Okay, let me just not talk about electricity anyway. Now, this is a road that leads to local government secretariat. Let me talk about the secretariat itself. This is a road that leads to local government secretariat. And these people receive 400 million every month. There is no excuse anybody will give. No excuse. None. No excuse at all. Because that money should be enough to pay civil servants, to take care of the things that would need to be done. Should be enough to make sure that every single citizen of Obiangwa is comfortable and enjoys the dividends of democracy. And this thing you are seeing is not just only in Obiangwa local government, it's all our local government across Nigeria. These things are happening across Nigeria. For instance, in Ogun State, there are a lot of roads. In fact, let me not talk about Ogun State. Ogun State is even far. A lot of local governments in Nigeria today are suffering the same thing. Meanwhile, they are receiving high amount of allocation. What do they do with that money? That is my question. I'm so concerned about this particular money that they are coming to their custody, 400 million naira. And this morning, I read what a local government chairman said. He was giving an account of what he have done, what he have achieved within 9 months. Brother, calculate 400 million times 9. That is billions. Remember, 400 million is almost half a billion naira. Is almost half a billion naira. Now calculate 400 million times 9. What we're talking about here is almost 4 billion naira you've received for the past 9 months. And there is no electricity. There's no electricity. In my own village, we are complaining of electricity in 2024, in 2025, 21st century. Meanwhile, you've received over 4 billion naira allocation within the space of 9 months. And you have something to complain? A lot of teachers are complaining of not paying salaries. You have enough money. In fact, let's come to think about it. Let's come to think of it. How many government schools do we have in Abia State? Not even Abia State. How many government schools do we have in Obiangwa local government? And how many teachers do we have in Obiangwa local government? How much are they being paid? Minimum wage is 70,000 naira. I don't know if there is an increment for them or something like that. But I believe pretty sure that most of them are earning 70,000 naira. Now, calculate how many teachers that we have in Obiangwa and their salaries. How much is their salary and how much they are being paid? Now, calculate how much civil servant that we have in people working in this local government secretariat, because that is the only civil servant that we have. How much are they being paid? How many staffs do we have in local government secretariat? and you are receiving whooping 400 million every month, and you give it an excuse. I don't know. Most of the time I keep wondering why things like this will be happening, and they will be people will be covering these things up, and they're making it look as if that everything is not right. Everything is not right. For a local government to receive over 4 billion naira within the space of 9 months is enough to make sure that dividends of democracy goes across the board, reaching every single citizen of Obingwa. It's not just only church or talking on social media, coming on social media to give account of what. Listen, most of the achievement he listed, I will put it out there. Most of the achievement he listed on his Facebook page is laughable. Those are things that individuals can easily do on their own for the local government. Those things are nothing. Those things are nothing to compare to somebody that have received over 4 billion naira. Do you know how much is 4 billion naira? Do you know how much is 4 billion naira a local government chairman have already received? And people are still crying for electricity in your local government. People are still crying for insecurity. People are still crying that there's no good road. And the youth are, most of the time, I will always say that the youth are the part of the problems, because I cannot fathom it within me that even the local government youth will be singing praises to this guy. I mean, I went to this guy's page, reading comments. All I was seeing is, yeah, well done, right done, sir. You are doing well with somebody that is sitting on top of your destiny, that have hold your destiny ransom, that have hold the destiny of your children or unborn children ransom. Somebody that is holding the money that they're supposed to use to, fix the local government and make sure that every single citizen enjoys dividends of democracy. Somebody that is receiving amount of money that should create job opportunity for the people of Obingwa. Now you can imagine when such amount of money enters a local government and they utilize that money very well. Do you think people will still be complaining of hunger and unemployment in that local government? Okay, now calculate 400 million, because I believe pretty well that sometimes the money increases. It's not what 400 million to this month that they will still receive 400 million in the next month. There's a possibility they will receive 400 million this month, and next month they will receive 500 million. So now calculate. Let me just come it low. Now we calculate from 400 million times 12 in a year. 400 million times 12. That's roughly 5 billion naira. 5 billion naira. Now you calculate times 4 that they will be in power for 4 years. That's 20 billion naira. These people will receive within the space of 4 years. 4 years, 20 billion naira. That money should be able to reduce unemployment in the local government. Not just only reducing unemployment, making sure that every single citizen of that local government enjoys the benefit of that money, create job opportunity, free education in that community, in that local government, making sure that there's a good access route. And sincerely speaking, Nigeria have a long way to go. Nigeria have a very long way to go. That is why most of them, when they become local government chairman, they feel like it's an avenue for them to become wealthy. That's how they feel. I can remember vividly one former local government chairman. They call him Amechi Hansen, right? This guy was nobody. He was actually nobody. He was absolutely nobody. Nobody can tell me a story of Amechi Hansen. He had nothing. Just that he was an errand boy to Olokezi Ikpeazu, and Olokezi Ikpeazu used local government chairman to compensate him. He became Obingwa local government chairman. Before he became Obingwa local government chairman, he was driving Camry tiny light that Olokezi Ikpeazu bought for him. Camry tiny light. Those cheap Camry. That was what he was driving. But when he came to power as Obingwa local government chairman, within the space of 1 year, he bought Prado for himself, bought car for his wife, started building mansion in his village, build mansions, and at the end of the day, he bought house in the town. Now, after 4 years, he was not able, because he had an agreement with Olokezi Ikpeazu that after 4 years he will step down and Olokezi Ikpeazu will put another person to compensate his boys. Because normally in Nigeria, there's nothing like election. What we do there is selection. the people on the top will put people that their own boys, put their boys that will cover them up. So when he stepped down as local government chairman, you know what happened? He took his wife and his children to UK. I'm telling you the gospel truth. He took his wife and his children to UK because he knows very well that the community is not safe. There is insecurity in the community, in the local government. Not just only insecurity, there is no job, and it's not conducive for his children to live. So what did he do? He sent his children to UK and then come down to Nigeria to come and still play politics. This is the kind of politics they play in Nigeria with the lives of the innocent citizens. And people are quiet, people are acting like as if it's nothing. We are doomed if we fail to talk. A local government that receives 400 million naira every month, what is the population of that local government? And how many access roads do we have in the rural areas of that local government that cannot be graded, that cannot be fixed with that 400 million every month, with that 20 billion in 4 years? We have serious problem in Nigeria, very serious problem. Because this thing that we are thinking that maybe is nothing, we are feeling like it's not our business. One day it will become our business. You fail to speak up now that your voice is needed. Sincerely speaking, when it happens, it will affect everybody. These people have taken us for granted for so long. I mean, 400 million naira is enough to make sure there is good access road in every access road. The good access road in all the roads in Obingwa local government. That money should be enough. That money should be enough to make sure that there is an increment in the civil servant salaries. There is a proper retirement benefit for civil servants. That money is enough. But they are embezzling the money, putting the money in their own pocket, enjoying a loan, making their families to live comfortably in the expense of innocent citizens of the local government. And you are complaining of Tinubu. Tinubu is not just only the problem that we have in Nigeria. Look, your local government chairmen are also the problem. Your governors are also the problem. The House of Assembly members that are padded, they are padding, budget and stealing and all that. They are also the part of the problem. The councillors that they will give money and to deliver, and at the end of the day they eat the money, is also the part of the problem. I remember vividly very well. During 1999, when Obasanjo came to power, there was a councillor that we had in our ward. This councillor was in charge of our ward, right? So he had nothing when he became a councillor. He had nothing. But immediately he became a councillor, allocation came for him to fix. There is a primary school in his ward. Allocation money came for him to fix that primary school. He used that money to build house for himself in his village. Somebody that never had a house, he built house for himself. Another money came the second year. He used the money, buy a car for himself. This Mercedes flat boot, those old Mercedes flat boot, buy a car for himself. Take chieftaincy title. The next year, another allocation came. He used the money, went to the town and buy a house. He did nothing in his constituent, in his ward. And today he's dead and his children are suffering. This is the kind of politics they are playing in Nigeria with the lives of the innocent citizens. Nigerians, wake up. See you guys in the next one.